Hello Method 3 and welcome to another video. In this video we will discuss how to polygraph or how to put the data considering the speed and velocity and distance and even the time inside the graph. Let's start together by remembering what we said before about how to calculate the speed. And we agreed that our formula to calculate the speed by dividing the distance over the time. And we learn how to use the magic triangle to give any one of them. What if I give you and ask you to put them inside a graph? This type of graph, distance over the time. So we decide to choose this graph that represents two axes, one of them for the time and the other for the distance. If you find the slope is a straight line from the origin, so we have a point here, it's origin point, and this is increasing, that represents a steady or regular speed. This type of graphs is represented the regular or uniform or constant type of speed. How we can confirm that this kind of speed is regular or constant speed? In this table or through this table, you will find multiple cases, and in each case you have the data, you have the distance and the time. In each case, by dividing them, you will notice that the speed, wherever you divide them by each other, you will get the same exactly result, equals 0.08 meter per second as a speed. This means that the object is moved by regular uniform speed. Of course, the distance increase and the time increase, that's well represented by this graph in a straight line from the origin point, as we said before. But what kind of this graph represented? First, we will look at the two axes that the graph have. Once we find that the two axes are distance and the time, so it represents a speed. But what kind of a speed? That's depend on the slope or the line that drawn inside the graph. If it's a straight line passing through the origin point, so it's represent, as we said before, the regular or constant speed. What about the another type of graphs? We have the same axis, distance and the time, so we talk about the speed, but the line that drawn is straight line parallel to the axis of the time, so it represents a state of static or rest state. Another kind of graph that we have, if we change the two axes to the speed and the time, we know that the speed over the time represents the acceleration. But what kind of acceleration that we have? It depends on the slope or the line. If we start the line or the slope that from the origin point, so we have the positive acceleration. And if the line or the slope in the opposite direction, so we have the negative acceleration. And if we have the straight line that parallel to the time, so this is a constant regular speed, or in the case of zero acceleration. Cases that we have about the graphs of the speed and acceleration. We will make exercises about them in the next video, inshallah.